so much smarter than me.
I just need space, all right? Just give me some space.
Listen to me for once in your life. Just listen, please.
You always do this, you always do this.
Oh, right, I forgot. Everything's my fault. You're a jerk, you know that? You're just a asshole.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I don't even know.
It is always about you.
I'm aware.
My mother was right about you. Baby, pay attention to me.
Oh my God, you're smothering me.
With Frita and Kimberly. Hello and welcome to another edition of Let's Talk About It. I'm your host, Frita Walker, and this is my co-host, Miss Kimberly Rose. And they're a little slow with the transition, but it's good. And we have been doing a 6-week series on relationships, and we've talked about, oh gosh, so many things in relation to relationships, from how to communicate with your man, how to communicate with your man's female relationships, like his mother, and we discovered a new term, the FBF, the female best friend. And that's the friend that your man shares things with that he may not share with you. So we've had some really good talks. We've had lots of callers calling in and sharing their stories and opinions. And it's just been great. And we're sorry this is our last show.
This is the last one. So we're going to make it real good for you.
Yes, because tonight we are going to talk about how to bring back the passion and the romance in your relationship, and how to still maintain that good communication so you can get to the fun and the hot and juicy. So we went online, of course, and did some research, and a few things that I found they're not so much sexual, but just different things to kind of keep communication open so that you can have that get to that romantic part of the relationship, get to that sweet spot. Develop a new hobby, not just a new hobby with your mate, but also a new hobby for you. Refresh yourself. It makes you more attractive when you have a hobby and you're doing something that's about you. Learn your mate's hobbies. And I have personal experience with that one because in my last relationship, my mate was very into football. I mean, it was all about the football. So I learned about football because I wanted to have that personal interaction with him when he's watching the game, and we can talk about it, and it enriched the relationship, and it made the relationship a lot more fun. So have you had any experiences where you've,
Not so much. No. Thank goodness I've never had a man that was that into sports. So,
well, that brings me to my next point. Improve communications. And when you learn about his hobby, then that improves communications, and then he'll want to learn about your hobbies. Not saying, fellas, that if your ladies' hobbies are going to the theater, that you have to go to the theater all the time, but every now and again to show an interest in something else, in something else that your partner does. It says, look at your partner as someone you just met. Now that's sexy.
that is excellent advice.
Have you used that advice before? Have you applied that rule?
I have applied that rule. Because in order to keep things spicy, you got to kind of treat them like somebody you just met. Mm-hmm. If you start acting like they're somebody that you've been with for 50 years, and
kind of loses some of the excitement, some of the fizzle.
Some of that special is gone. So, yeah.
But why is that, though? I guess it's just the newness to pretend that it's something that someone else that you don't have history with, that you haven't argued with, that you haven't seen sitting on the toilet.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And without going too far into details, even a little bit of role play to spice things up a little bit, is a recommended thing to do.
Yes. Make an effort to look your best. Now, in saying that, to make an effort to look your best, of course you want to always look good. If not so much even for your partner, but for yourself. Mm-hmm. Because if you are, looking good and feeling good, then you're going to be open.
Right.
And I found another article I found really, really interesting. It says that men are more attracted to hair than cleavage. Pantene did a study, and found that 60% of men would rather date a woman with great hair over a woman with large breasts.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Since I was not that abundantly blessed in that area, then I have to keep my hair lovely.
Yeah.
That's just me, you know.
But you know what? That goes back to the whole thing where men are always talking about wigs and weaves and, you know, wearing braids and things like that.
Right.
But yet, and still, you have a study that says men prefer a woman with long hair than big breasts.
Exactly.
And I would really like the fellas to give us a call in with your comments on that. It also says 40% of men said hair is the first thing they notice over clothes, legs, or even good looks.
I don't really trust the men, to be honest, on that one, because they will say that is not what really attracts them, and that your hair can be nappy and kinky and natural.
Go natural.
Yeah.
I want a woman with
Afro
natural
puffs
hair.
and blah, blah, blah. That's what they say, but
Yeah.
is that really true, guys? And if that is true, it may be a small percentage of the men that feel that way, but for the most part,
Yeah.
men want some hair.
Yeah, they do. 82% of men said sexy hair is the key to overall sex appeal. And I believe that because, you know, videos are their fantasy. And when you look at those videos, they're weaved up.
Let's just call it what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
another thing you want to do is when you're talking about romance with your partner, you want to define what romance is for you and have your partner define what romance is for them.
Excellent.
Yes, because I may not find it romantic for you to suck my toes. But some people do.
Right.
But you have to define what's sexy for
or
you.
romantic to
you.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Like a young lady asked me one time, should I send my boyfriend flowers? It was his birthday or something, and she wanted to send him like a teddy bear and flowers and balloon and all that kind of stuff to his job because he had done it for her, like for Valentine's Day or something. My instinct as a woman was to tell her, sure, go ahead and do that. However, I've done it before, and it did not go over very well at all.
So what happened? How did he respond to you sending flowers?
He told me don't do it again.
Really?
Yeah, because he
Wow.
said the guys on his job joked him and teased him all day long, and he had to deal with the embarrassment. So,
Thanks for calling. Let's talk about it.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
I think you are two beautiful ladies.
Thank you.
We just want to comment on the question. My comment is, I think hair is not important for some men like me. To me, the woman's body is the most beautiful thing, and I think you should take care of her body. And my other question is, I got a question. Why is it when women get married to a man, they start giving it up?
Oh.
ooh, good question.
And I don't think we have enough time in the show for that question, but we're going to try to answer it.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, answer his question, Frita.
Well, I think women lose interest in sex because when you get married, there's so many responsibilities that happen. You start having children, and it becomes it starts to become, you know,
A chore.
It does. And especially if you got a man that want to have sex all the time.
Okay, and let me just put my little 2 cents in there. You have to consider the fact now you're looking at taking care of kids, bills, you know, taking care of the household bills and chores. There's just a whole lot going on. Her job, your job.
Yeah.
You got to find time for romance.
Hello, thanks for calling. Let's talk about it.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm
Great.
doing fine. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, look, I was listening to what you were saying a minute ago, and I want to hear what y'all was saying. So go ahead. I'll wait.
Okay, well, I was just saying that it's because you get bogged down in daily living, taking care of children, paying your household bills, the stress of finances.
And I know when I was married, you get up at 8 a.m. And when you have children, you get up at 8 a.m.
Or
you get them ready
earlier.
or early, because you gotta have to get them ready for school. And then you go to work and you work 8 hours a day. Then you come home and then you cook dinner and then you have to do homework with the kids.
Children.
And then you have
Put
to
them
get
to
to
bed.
bed, you get them baths, and you have to get them ready for the next day.
Day. And by all that time, it's late in the day and you are totally exhausted. So unless you make time for romance, and the same thing with the husband, he has his job to do at work. You know, he has to come home and take care of whatever things he has to take care of.
But I don't think it's as much.
It's not as
on
much.
the husband.
It's not as much on the husband. It's more so on the woman. But they are asking, why are we less
don't want to have
sexual
sex, yes.
once we're married? It's because they stop making the time to make us feel special, because we can be super women when the time is right.
Yeah.
If you treat us right. But you got to give some romance to make her feel inspired to want to be
have
romantic
sex.
and sexual, because she is worn out, just plain old tired.
Yes.
So if you not making her feel special, then she's not going to make you feel special either.
Okay, go ahead, caller.
Okay, and I understand what you're saying, and I appreciate that. That was, y'all put them very well. Let me tell you. But I want to ask another question. This has nothing to do with relationships. Are you open to any conversation?
It depends. What is it?
Well, it's nothing crazy.
Okay.
The United States courts system that are cheating African Americans every day, and there's nobody doing anything about it. When you call the so-called senators and the Congress people, nobody has jurisdiction over anything. My case in point is, I'm a pro se litigant in the Maryland. I live here in Richmond, but I'm a pro se litigant in the Maryland Court of Special Appeals and the Maryland Court of Appeals. I have actually won my case, but I got a bunch of people in the courts that are cheating me. They're not sending the motions to the judges, for the judges to decide. They're sending me these stamped, not signed, unsigned, stamped orders by courts. The thing is, Maryland law and the United States law, I'm not a lawyer, so I have to say I've learned.
Caller, I don't know how we can help you with this situation. I mean,
You can comment.
Well, we agree with you that some things that go on in the court may not be fair, but this is kind of a relationship show, so.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure how to direct you on that other
yeah.
than to continue to contact powers that be so that you can try to fight for some type of resolution to the situation. But thank you for calling.
Thank you.
I'll call again. It won't necessarily be about that. Thank you, ladies.
You're
right.
welcome. Bye-bye. Okay, back to the relationship stuff. Communicate your sexual needs. Hold on. Caller, hold on 1 second for me. Communicate your sexual needs. Now, your partner does not know what you want unless you tell them. You ask not because you have not because you ask not.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to ask. You know, I like you to do this. I like you to do that.
Verbalize what it is you want. Okay.
Go ahead,
All right,
caller.
go ahead.
Okay, I call early. I got a question for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe in the Bible?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Okay, now on Corinthians, it says, your body doesn't belong to you, belongs to her. Her body doesn't belong to her, belongs to him. So my thing is, if God says that, and that now this is between a married couple, not somebody that's single. So that means that if I want something, right, and I feel like, hey, baby, you know, I'm gonna caress you, I'm gonna kiss you, you know, I'm gonna do things to you. You should be able to compromise between both of y'all and take care of the needs of that partner. I think that most men, most of the time, they go outside the marriage because it's not getting what they want at home.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your comment, and we're going to speak on that one, too.
Yes.
And I want to address it first.
Go ahead, because I see you have something to say.
I have something to say because I was married for 11 years, and never once during that time did my husband want something that I did not provide. Whether I was tired, sick, half dead, whatever.
So you made it happen.
I made it happen. So, I know there are plenty of other women out there just like that will do the same thing when it comes to that part. You know what I'm saying?
Satisfying their man.
Of satisfying their man. So not all women are turn cold as soon as they get married. That's not always true.
And I mean, I think too, you just have to look at what are you doing to help her get to that point. What are you doing to enhance the situation? A lot of times I always say when you're in a situation, you have to look at, okay, what am I doing to contribute to the situation? And what do I need to do to get what I need to get out of it? So if you're talking to your woman and you're fulfilling her needs, she shall fulfill yours.
I agree.
Let's talk about it. Thanks for calling.
Good evening. How you doing, Frita?
Hey, Shaw.
All right. How you doing, Kim?
I'm doing well, Shaw. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, baby. I'm just enjoying the show, sitting back listening and looking at y'all. Now, I'm just going to say good evening.
Well, good evening to you, Shaw. They're going to flash my email address. Email me, Shaw.
I will. I definitely will.
All right.
You keep doing what you're doing. Y'all got the best show in town.
Thank you, Shaw.
Thank you.
And I appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you too, love.
All right.
I know, babe. Say it one more time.
I appreciate you.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Oh, my goodness. You got to love him. But you know what? I'm going to say something about Mr. Shaw. Shaw, in his efforts of letting Miss Rose know he is interested, is very appreciative, very gentle in what he says. And it's flattering.
It is.
It's flattering. And that's what a woman wants to know, that, yes, I have your undivided attention.
Yes.
And you're focusing on me.
That is so
And
priority. That's a priority.
Yeah, because then we'll focus on you.
Exactly. All we really want is somebody that makes us feel like we're that special person.
Even though, whatever else might be going outside, but when you're in that moment with me.
Right.
So another thing you should do is experiment. Try something new, just in your bedroom is not always conducive to the excitement. So you might want to try some new in different places. This is public access, so I got to keep it, clean.
They know what you mean.
And when I say try something new, talk to your partner about what it is they want to try new too. Just don't come home and scare me. Exactly.
Where you learn that at?
What you been doing, girl? No. So you want to talk to them. You want to communicate and try different things, different places, role play, outfits, fruit, cream, chocolate syrups,
I'm
whatever.
Give them some tips and pointers.
Okay, go ahead. What do you have
on that here? Well, let's see. All right. It tells us first, it gives us 8 pointers, I think, in keeping the passion in your relationship. Let's go to that. Make your partner top priority. You just said that.
All right.
Help keep the passion in your relationship. Your partner will feel more intimacy with you, and if he or she feels that he is or she is important to you, that will ignite the passion. Okay? Good job, Shaw.
Set the example, my brother.
Yes. The second one says passion grows to higher levels when couples communicate with each other. Couples grow more love towards one another when they trust each other and discuss their ideas openly.
And you know what? I want to, in taking in that point, I want to bring up the fact that, you always hear that the grass is greener on the other side, so people will go to the other side. But my philosophy is the grass is green wherever you water it. So the time you spend outside your relationship is time you could spend in your relationship.
Making it better.
Exactly. You whispering in this chick's ear, you need to be whispering at home.
Exactly. Exactly.
For the most part.
Right.
So go ahead.
Okay, let's see. Do not view romance as a job, but bring it in the relationship and share romantic moments with your beloved and consider it as a bonus. Because it is a bonus. You're making them happy is going to be reciprocal, and they're going to make you happy. So keep that in mind. You're doing it to please them, but you're also doing it for a little bit of selfish reasons too. Okay, talk about your goals and dreams. This enhances deeper levels of passion. Talk about it with your partner. Discussing and expressing your feelings will make you achieve it. Okay.
And that depends, because we just said that, sometimes you might want to pretend that you're strangers. So you gotta, I guess it depends on the level of excitement you're going for.
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah.
That's a good one. All right, let's see. Surprises. Surprises can create huge rewards in a relationship. Surprises will add spice, color, and graciousness to your lives. Surprises can be small little things such as cutting a flower from a garden and putting it on a table for dinner, or taking a moment to put on a clean shirt for guys.
Take that point in, fellas.
Yeah.
Take that point in.
And the last one here says, do not hide your feelings. Be honest. While sharing your feelings with your partner, be respectful. Share your hopes and gratitude along with your disappointments and your fears. Keeping secrets kills the passion in any relationship. And I so agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to be passionate towards someone and you found out they told you a bunch of lies.
Right. Or that they're keeping secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that I found interesting too, I found an article that talked about men and things. Your man is not going to tell you some things. And what men really want is appreciation, just like we do. They want appreciation as well.
Right.
So, and another thing a man will not tell you and that he needs is you need to let him be the man.
This is true.
And I'm going to elaborate on that. Hold on 1 second. Caller, hold on 1 second for me. And when I say let your man be the man, that means that if you're having a conversation and he says, we're going to talk about this later, you talk about it later. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And not always challenging his authority or what he says.
Absolutely.
But let him, hold his position. And you sometimes, as a woman, you have to take a couple of steps back.
Right.
So, let him be the man. And one of the things they also want is more sex, different sex, and sex initiated by you.
All right now.
So, ladies, we have to step up our game too. And understand that, our men want sex, different sex.
Whole lot of sex.
And they want us to get that party started.
Okay.
Go ahead, caller.
Yes, I like what you say, especially with the flower. I like to take the flower and cut it and bring it to her, and I rub it against her body just to make her excited. And I just, I love that part of the romance part. And I think a man should also put into the romance to make the woman want you even more.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, that's good. The men are
And
understanding.
and they're calling in
to comment. That's awesome. Thank you.
Come on, ladies. Come on. Things that are on a man's mind that he will not tell you. Men hate sluts. They'll sleep with them, but they don't like them. Mm-hmm. Isn't that something? Because me as a woman, I can't sleep with somebody I don't like, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I don't know, it says a lot about guys, but sorry about that. They hate when you talk about your ex. Yeah, that kills all the romance.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that.
And if somebody is talking about their ex, they're probably not that into you. That's an indication. Mm-hmm. That men get jealous easily. They get jealous more so than we do.
Oh, really?
Yes. They just don't. They're better at hiding it than we are. That's all.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So, they don't like when you talk about your guy friends. If you have a guy best friend, they don't want to hear about him.
That makes sense.
Because men are territorial. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. It's good to test him before you trust him. And this is what a man is thinking. That you should test him before you trust him.
When you say test him, explain.
I guess, I don't know. Because what I thought of when I read that was giving up the cookies.
So how can you test them on giving up the cookies? I mean,
I guess don't give them the cookies and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? I guess you'd be in that position where you could possibly give up the cookies, but you don't give up the cookies.
Oh, okay.
And I guess whatever the situation is, maybe you want to test this person before you put your full trust in them.
I agree with that.
Test them with a little bit, you know.
I agree. But you don't want to play too many manipulation games because that's not a good thing either.
No.
They can get you in bad trouble.
No. So if he has a problem, just listen. He doesn't want your advice.
True. We know that one.
Hold on, caller. And you know what? That's another thing. We were talking about communications on the last show.
Right.
Women are talkers and expressors, and men retreat to the man cave so they can process.
Right.
Versus we process out loud, we compartmentalize, and we have to talk about it and get it out. Hello, thanks for calling. Let's talk about it.
Hello, ladies. Enjoying your show. Just got one question.
Can you turn your TV down just a little?
Yes. Just got one question. Why do you think the divorce rate is so high in this country?
Thank you, caller. I think the divorce rate is high because people don't do some of the things we're talking about.
Exactly.
You know, we're so busy in life and we lose our partner.
I just read an article that said because things are so different now, like everybody needs to work. A lot of times the husband and the wife has to work, to keep the house just running at a minimal. It's so much going on. It's a digital age, and even after you get home, people come home and jump on the computer or start texting people. They're not focusing on a relationship. It's as simple as that. I mean,
yes. And when you have all these outside pressures coming in,
right.
You know, you're not focusing on this person. So they feel left alone, you feel left alone.
And you're isolated.
Yeah, and you're living in the same house.
Yeah, you can't have a marriage being isolated, or even a relationship for that matter. If you're in a little box over here and they're in a little box over there, and the two don't even meet but maybe once a week for a date night, that is not going to keep any fires burning. I know it wouldn't for me.
No, me either. Me either. No matter how much guys talk about butts and boobs, personality is key. So that's nice to know.
That's true. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean,
for a long-term relationship.
For a long-term relationship, yeah, they might be drawn to the physical just for that moment. But
and we know men, you know, it depends on what your goal is when you talk to this woman. You know, what do you want from her? So, in terms of what you're looking for, when a guy sacrifices sleep and health to be with you, he really wants to be with you.
I know that's right.
So, you know what? I don't know about that one.
What?
Because men are sneaky. They will lie in waiting until they feel like this is the right time for me to pounce on the poochie. And
wait a minute. Did I not understand what you just said? You said men will sacrifice sleep
and health
for the sake of a woman.
Mm-hmm. And I'm saying I think they would sacrifice that for the sake of having sex.
Oh, you think it's just for the sake of of it?
That's a strong indicator that he's into you, but I wouldn't totally trust it. I wouldn't.
Yeah, that just means he's determined to get what he wants.
Exactly.
That's
he
true.
Is going for the goal. That's what that means.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, anyway, and then you had some other things, some other tips about relationships and how to keep the spices going. And ladies, I would just like to say that you need to remember, just like you like flowers and candy and bubble bath and massages, there are some things that stimulate your man in the same way. And you need to find out what those things are. I was sharing with Kim the other night that, you know, if he's outside washing the car, maybe you want to go out there and play in the water in the suds for her. She didn't find that attractive, but I thought it was sexy, all suds sit up and in the heat, spraying each other with the water hose. But, you know, but if he's out there washing the car or cutting the grass, go out and join him.
Right.
You know, take him a glass of lemonade or some water. You know, put a cold rag on his head and rub his shoulders.
Absolutely. Oh, I believe in spoiling my man. That wasn't it. I just ain't into the car washing thing. That's all. So
she's not into the labor
don't get me
of
wrong.
washing the car.
Exactly.
Is what she's trying to say.
Exactly. But I'll take a walk in the rain any day.
Oh, that's nice. A walk in the rain, or just a walk in the park.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
too. In the park in the rain. I like rain, okay?
Okay. So, Shaw, now you know when it's raining, that's the time to call.
It's on. Okay, let's see. People are aware today as they go into a relationship that is not necessarily going to be happily ever after, okay?
Wait a minute, say that again?
People are aware today as they go into relationships that it's not necessarily going to be happily ever after.
Oh, okay.
You just have to look around and see that a good percentage of relationships these days end in divorce. And it's because of not doing the things that we're talking about. Mm-hmm. Not giving that person special attention, letting them know that they're important to you or that they're special to you, or, I mean, you know, just little things like that. Determination also works very well. Like, guys, have you ever noticed that a guy that you might not have been that interested in, if he keeps pursuing over a period of time,
you'll start to like him.
Yeah,
we just let out a secret.
Yes. He breaks down your defenses, and you be like, "Oh, he ain't so bad after all."
Oh, I know. We just gave away a big woman's secret.
That is.
Yeah, a persistent guy. He stands a chance.
He stands a really good chance. So for the men that are watching this, you just learned a big woman secret right there.
Yeah, you just got a little jewel. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What else does it talk about? It says here people are finding that they're facing challenges that they don't know how to handle, and that there are not a lot of really good role models around. Relationships are changing today because people are so busy and not dedicating their time and attention to their spouse or relationship.
And can I say
we just
something
spoke
back
on that, didn't we?
Yeah, can I say something back though to that last point?
Okay.
You don't want to be stalkerish.
Oh no, please don't.
You don't want to. Some people you got to tell them. You don't want to be so much in your mate's face and space that it's a turnoff. You have to find some balance in there. Give them enough space that they're comfortable and you're comfortable as well.
Right.
I know one of my biggest pet peeves is when a guy calls me like 100 times a day. What are you doing? Or why didn't you call me? OMG. Please don't call me and ask me why didn't I call you. Obviously, there's a reason why I didn't call you.
I was busy.
Yeah, exactly. I had something to do. It's not that I wasn't thinking about you or you weren't a priority, which I think that happens on the man side too with women.
It does.
Those people are needy. And
true.
you don't want to get stuck in a needy relationship. But go ahead.
Okay. Sometimes we have to learn different communication skills than what we know. What works with one person certainly does not work with another. You have to alter your communication for what works best with this person and this relationship.
And you know what? That is so key, because you can't do what you did in your last relationship in this relationship. No, you cannot do that. Mm-mm. Because I may love strawberries, but the first other chick liked bananas.
Right.
Don't give me bananas.
Right.
I like strawberries.
Yeah.
So you have to understand that. And that goes back to what we have been saying over the last 6 weeks, that communication is key. You have to talk about your wants, needs, and desires. If you don't, you're not going to get what you want, and the relationship is not going to be very successful because you're not going to be happy.
And what we learned in the last show was that men, more so than women, tend to be the ones that don't verbalize what they feel and what they want.
Yes. So men, you have some work to do. You need to communicate and open up and come out of the man cave. Mm-hmm. And say what it is you want. We don't know you want Beyonce in the bedroom if you don't tell us. I'm just saying.
This is true.
I'm just saying, we don't know that. So we might come into the bedroom looking like
Please don't say
somebody.
Esther Rose from Good Times.
No, but I'm saying we may not come looking as sexy or as beautiful as you would like. And, you need to tell us what it is you like.
Okay. All right. Let's keep it going. It is also important when communicating to echo each other. I have read this so many times. I know you've heard it too. Like
To
when
echo
somebody
each other?
echo each other. So when you're really talking together, a great technique is to repeat what is being said. If he is talking about a guy at work that came in storming and accused him of something, you would say something like, "That must have been really rattling." It validates his emotion and also says to him, "I'm listening." Like echoing back is just reflecting back what the person has said, but not in the very same words. But you're letting them know that you understand.
Yes.
That's a good technique.
Yes. So if I say, "Baby, I want to walk through the park and get buck wild underneath the oak tree."
And his response
should be
something similar to, "Okay, I see that you're looking for a little bit of adventure in the park, but we about to make this happen."
Under that oak tree.
Under the oak tree.
So now I know he understands and he's listening.
Right.
Gotcha.
So what you're saying.
Gotcha.
That's a really good one. Let's see what else. It's understandable that if you don't have a good model growing up with communication, it goes back to communication again. You have to compliment this person, and when giving compliments, compliment from the heart. Give a compliment that means something to them. What would that be for you? What would that compliment be for you?
It depends on the man. It depends on the man, what I would compliment him about. Like a relationship I had before, this guy was really into his body. He was really into being the man. So I would say things to kind of, stroke his ego and, get that testosterone flowing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but what is it for you?
What would I want somebody to compliment me about? Wow. I don't know.
That's a tougher question than it seems like, isn't it? It depends. If I'm in a relationship with the person, I want them to compliment me on something other than what I look like or what I'm wearing. I want him to admire how I think, my plans for the future, my insight, my intellect, my something other than my physical attributes. Even when I'm just meeting somebody, like, you know how guys try to...
That's the first thing they see.
Try to throw out a line. I'm saying, but that line. So nothing that has to do with my physical impresses me. I don't want you to tell me, about my shape.
Come on now.
I don't, because I done heard it so much. Who cares? Big deal.
He can't tell you about your compliment on your intellect if he's just meeting you.
No, I don't expect him to. I said if I was in a relationship, I would expect him to. But even with somebody I'm just meeting, don't talk about my booty or my legs or something like that. You could say, you got pretty eyes, or I like your hair, pretty hair, sis, or something like that. But I don't want some man telling me, you sure got a nice rear.
Well, yeah, it depends. If he says something like that, yeah. But if he's saying you have pretty legs, or you have a beautiful smile, or something like that, if he's being crass, yeah, that's an insult. Because he's just thinking about hitting.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But...
Tell me something else, please.
I guess, what I like from my mate is I like affection. I'm very affectionate. So if my man likes to, just rub me on my back or little things like that, I like that. Hold on 1 second, caller. So, little things like that. Just kiss me on my cheek.
That's intimacy.
Yeah, I like things like that. That turns me on. Okay, caller, thanks for calling.
Don't you like a person that I tell people you can have a well-developed bosom and an undeveloped mind.
Yes.
I can understand the young lady. She don't want nobody saying nothing about her body.
Right.
And because all that beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord shall be praised. Because one day those sparkling eyes gonna get bloodshot.
Say it again.
It's all gonna drop.
And that rosy cheek gonna get wrinkled, and that figure 8 gonna look like a figure O.
It sure. Yes, it is. Tell the truth.
So you got to have something deeper
Yes.
than that.
Yes, you do.
See, when my wife died, I had to wash her, clean her. She was fine like y'all are. But I looked beyond that.
Right.
And that's all I wanted to say.
Well, thank you so much, caller.
Yes.
Aww.
Yes.
We have some really, really sweet men out there. So thank you guys so much for calling in because, I think when we started this series 6 weeks ago, I didn't feel that guys were
watching.
Well, not that they weren't watching, but they weren't sensitive. Like we were the only creatures that were sensitive beings.
And you know what?
They are. They actually are.
The funny part about it is we have majority men calling, and we have 1 or 2 ladies here and there.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's men. And I feel good about that too.
Yeah.
Yes, because they have an opinion. And you know what? Women, we can sit amongst ourselves and talk about relationships and men all day long.
Right.
But how much can that benefit us if we don't actually talk to the men?
Yeah.
So
go to the source.
So I'm glad to know that men are watching, and I really appreciate you calling in and sharing your knowledge and your wisdom with us.
Awesome. Okay, we have a couple points. How much time we were? That we're gonna cover here. Let's see. Oh, it talks about technology. Now, I spoke about that. You have to. This says a BlackBerry free zone or time. In your relationship, which just means you have to set aside time where nothing can interrupt you. Put yourself in a little bubble with you and your person, spouse, husband, boo, whoever that person may be, and say, this is the time we're going to mute the phones, we're going to turn off the TV, it's just going to be me and you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And you need that because technology is such an intrusion.
It is.
Things buzzing and ringing and blinging and texting. A lot of times, you're texting and you're thinking it's just innocent. Let me send this text real quick. But if you're
while you're talking to someone,
it's a rude interruption because you know that now that attention has shifted to someone else.
Exactly.
And it's supposed to be on the person that you're talking with. And especially in the middle of a conversation, I think that is so rude.
It is. It really is. So, they be like, go ahead, keep on talking. I'm listening to you. And they texting all the time. You might be hearing me, but you're not really listening
to what
I'm saying. Yeah.
You can't. How can you? You're texting. You have to look how to spell. How can you?
All right. So that was a good one. Continue the courtship. Go ahead.
While we're on technology, online dating.
Oh, it does talk about that too. Go ahead.
Okay.
I
have mixed feelings about online dating. I think it's a great way to weed out a lot of people at once. But how do you truly know that person? Because you could be anybody on that computer. That's what scares me about the online dating. Because they can be anybody on that computer. I was watching this video that was making light of online dating. It was like a spoof. And the guy's chatting with this girl, and she asked him for a pic. So he looks at himself. He don't want to send a pic of himself. And he sends a pic of this model. So he asks her to send him a pic.
She does the same thing.
She sends herself, and she's really heavy, and she's got hair, a little hair on her face. This is the pic she sends. So then it cuts to her. She is a guy.
She's a guy?
She's a guy.
Well, wait a minute. Why would she send a picture of a...
He doesn't want him to see himself, just like he sent a picture that wasn't himself.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, that's online dating is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I'm afraid of it. I don't fool with it.
yeah. I mean, I have been on some sites and I've talked to a couple of people, but it's my fear that keeps me from going any further than a couple of instant messages.
Well, let me say this. I have met people online and then later on actually met them. But it ain't like it was no dating service or, I was trying to hook up with somebody. It might have just been that person knew somebody that I already knew.
Yeah, and they hit you up.
Yeah, and
I thought your picture was
they
cute.
messaged me
How you
and we
doing?
started talking
Yeah.
and, after a period of time, eventually we met each other. So,
Yeah.
But no, I don't do the online dating thing.
Well, like I said, I like the online dating on the website because I can weed out a lot of guys at one time. I look at their pictures, I read their profiles, and I can determine whether or not I want to talk to them. And you can go through quite a few of them at once.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. You need to do things that you loved when you first met. Go to galleries, take long walks. It's the little things, the token gestures, the ways that you show them that they know. Wait a minute. Show them that you know them that well. Oh, okay. It's the little things that mean the most, especially for a woman. I still have a rock.
A rock?
A rock. Let me tell you that my husband, ex-husband, gave me on our very first date.
Oh.
We were walking across a parking lot, and it was gravel in the parking lot, except for this one rock. And it was different. The other rocks were light colored. This one was dark colored, and it was shiny and smooth. And it was a little tiny rock. And he gave it to me, and that was a memento for me. Why I still have it and we divorced, I don't know, but I still have the rock.
Well, it was a memento.
It was sweet. I thought it was sweet, and I kept it. And that meant just as much to me as a lot of gifts that he gave me. That
The rock.
a rock. It was a rock. It was our first date. It was something to remember from the first date.
I guess 'cause I'm not that sentimental.
I'm very sentimental. I am.
I'm not that sentimental.
I have the little bracelets that my children in the hospital when they were born. I still have those. I mean, I just keep stuff.
Okay. Thanks for calling. Let's talk about it.
Well, good evening, ladies.
Hi.
How you doing?
We're
doing good.
well.
Great. Y'all looking well.
Thank you.
Okay, one thing that really bothers me, I think that a man should remember the anniversary. Okay, that bugs me to death. Okay, I do some testing when I'm first going with a guy. I normally give him a year of my time before, and I give him some time. And if they can't remember the date we met, name us, at least some months, but, we got a problem there. I just think certain important things should be remembered, and not just, even when you been in a relationship a long time, you should remember more than just the first time we made love.
Consummated the relationship. Oh, okay.
Let me ask you this, caller. Let me ask you this. Suppose your man does a lot of little romantic things over time. He just, let's say it's Wednesday and he might, stop by your job. Baby, I just wanted to see you and I brought you a flower or whatever. He may do some romantic things here and there. Would it matter as much that he didn't remember the anniversary?
It might not matter as much, but I don't know. I got a thing about whether a person is in love with love or are they in love with me. Okay, it's a difference. Some people are in love with being in love or being in a relationship, and they're not, and they're into doing they're into doing things, letting other people see you do things. And, you know, I'm not into show all that much, like you said, coming by the job and stuff, giving you know, other people seeing that, you know, and he's looking like he's something, you know.
Showboating.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say he wasn't coming by the job. Let's say his romantic gestures are truly genuine. I mean, and I say this because I have been on the other side of that. I forgot my wedding anniversary.
Wow.
Oh. Whoa.
Well,
really?
well, his birthday was the same week.
It was just one time, right?
Was it one
Yeah,
time?
I think so. Yeah.
She said, I think so. She ain't too sure about that one.
Okay, his birthday was the same week. Okay, and I was planning for the birthday, and I forgot about the wedding part, the anniversary.
I can understand that.
See?
I can understand that. Because you had other things heavily deep on your mind. I can understand that. One time, she said. Okay?
Yeah.
One time.
We're going to let her slide with that one.
Viewing audience, I was a loving mate. I just forgot. It wasn't intentional, and I did everything I possibly could in my power to make it up to him.
I know. I bet you made it up too, boy. You know, I understand that, okay? I really do. You know, that's okay. I see you had other things on your mind, you know.
Thank you.
So, y'all have a good night.
Thanks for calling.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I mean, you guys act like I stabbed somebody.
Well, the reason why you got that response from me was because it's such a big deal to me. Like, I've heard a lot of guys say they complain and grumble about she got Valentine's Day, she got Christmas, she got anniversary, she got Mother's Day, blah, 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 blah. But and they act like it's such a chore, like it's something hard, big, enormous, and it's so not. It's just remembering that person. So I would be hurt if my mate forgot our anniversary. I really would. Special occasions mean a lot to me. They do. Now, if you are, I understood what you were coming from, and you were saying, well, what if this person is doing this stuff all the time? If they were doing it all the time, still, I don't care. Make me know that you know that that day is special.
Hello, caller. Thanks for calling. Hold on 1 second. And you know what? I'm just going to put it out there. I have forgotten some things. But I don't think it speaks to my level of love and commitment. I forgot Valentine's one day.
You forgot Valentine's Day.
1 year.
So if I were your man, I wouldn't feel bad about forgetting your stuff. I'd be like, she don't need nothing. She ain't going to remember no way.
Caller, thanks for calling. What's your comment or question?
Here's my comment about Miss Rose. The rock, that was a symbol of originality, I believe. And as long as it stays with you, he stay with you. Not to say that you should dish him out of your heart.
I think she wants to throw that rock away. I think the rock symbolizes how kind someone could be, how someone can make you feel special. Not so much that, you know, it's related to your ex, but just the act.
It was special to me. That moment, that time, the way I felt at that moment, it was special to me. So I don't keep it necessarily to remind me of him.
But how it made you feel.
But how it made me feel.
Yes.
And I understand that. That's my point. The originality of it is that you would never forget it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And not like the other lady who forgot.
You gonna do me like that, caller? You gonna throw that up in my face like that? You gonna put me
like remembering Christmas and then forgetting New Year's.
Right. Thank you for calling.
Hey, ladies, have a good night.
You too.
Well.
Bye.
Bye.
Aww. Okay, everybody gonna put me on blast now, right? Okay, I forgot. I know how men feel. It's not that terrible. Doesn't mean I didn't love them or I wasn't committed.
Yeah.
Just when you have, like we said earlier, you just have a lot going on sometimes, and you drop a ball or two.
Okay, but it goes back to, even though you have all of these things going on in our world today, it is important to make your mate or partner feel special. And forgetting a major day like that is not going to make me feel very special.
I made it up. Okay? Every day was special with them. How about that?
Okay, so you were saying before too that if the person is doing something special all along, then it's not such a big deal if they miss a major.
Why do you have to put the word major?
Well,
it's how people describe things.
All right, it's not major. It's major to me. But
it was an important day.
Okay.
It was but he would have felt worse if I had forgot his birthday.
Right.
I mean, his birthday is his day.
Right. Yeah.
So I was being unselfish. I was not thinking about myself. I was thinking about him.
Okay.
I was.
Okay, we're going to go with that. Okay, y'all.
I was.
There were a couple of other points here that we could go over, but this information to me is kind of repetitious because it's saying the same thing over and over again. Just make it a point to make your person a priority.
Pretty much.
And so that they know that they are a priority.
You have to do that. And you yourself have to be willing sometimes to take that first step. Don't always think of as I'm giving something up. And, why do I have to make the first move? Right. Don't do that. You're just killing yourself.
Right.
If it's someone you care about, it should feel good to make that first move, to make sure you have that peace and that harmony and love in the relationship. So, you have to be open.
I agree.
You do.
Agree. I'm even working on some things with myself, so I agree.
We're all about honesty here, communication. And you know what? I think one of the biggest things that we especially have to remember when we're in a relationship, what you want and what you perceive might not be what the other person wants and perceives. That's why you have to talk. You need to have these conversations before you get into this deep relationship where you're so intertwined. It takes lawyers to get you out.
Exactly.
You need to have those communications. If your sexual chemistry or preferences don't match, if you like dominatrix and she likes being a cheerleader,
yeah.
Exactly, then it's not going to work. And you need to know that. And you won't know that till you have communication.
This is true. You gotta make it.
Thanks for calling. We only got a few more minutes.
Oh my God!
What's your comment or question?
Okay, you gotta turn your television down.
You're like doubling up on
That's
me.
because your TV's too loud.
You gonna run out of time?
Yeah.
Yes, I just wanted to tell her.
Okay.
That her Spanx were showing on the thing.
Thank you so much, caller. Okay.
All right.
Thank you guys for calling in. We have totally enjoyed all of our callers each week that we've had the show.
Yes. Thanks everybody for watching and calling in, sharing your comments. It's been a lot of fun.
It has.
Yeah, I think we learned a lot of things. I mean, the biggest thing I learned was the FBF thing, the female best friend. Your man tells this woman things he would never tell you about his body, his intentions for your relationship, because a man needs a woman to talk to and he can't tell you everything.
Exactly.
So, so you have the FBF. Mm-hmm. I think that was one of the biggest aha moments for me in the show. But we want to thank everybody. We have something else that we want to just leave you with that we just found really, really just poignant. Where is it?
In the square.
This is short.
That's it.
Okay. It says, life is what happens while we are making other plans. Romance is about real life, not about dreams and fantasies of the perfect partner someday on a specific island. Romance and passion are about taking time to enjoy the company of the person you love. Have fun and do it today. Thanks everybody for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Great 6 weeks. We love you. Thanks for all our fans and callers calling in, and we will see you next 6 weeks.
See you again. Bye.